2021. Sorry, I've got some paperwork over here. And we are live streaming. I'm just going to share out the link on Twitter. You can see I did change the social media handles here. Twitter, Instagram, and Telegram there. So I am off of Facebook with my Facebook professional because I was not able to message people back. It was really frustrating, and I was not able, I could see I was getting notifications that people were messaging me and I could not message back. So I do apologize if you messaged me and I was not able to reach you, but if anybody approaches you from Facebook pretending to be me, it is not me. So know that, and know that they are a scammer, and report them, because I am not on Facebook professionally anymore. So keep that in mind. All right, let me go here. So today we're going to talk about, we have President Trump that was talking earlier today, and he was talking about censorship, First Amendment rights, big lawsuit that's coming that affected the price of a couple stocks, Facebook and Twitter. So we will check those out. We will also look at XLF, AMC, IWM. So we got a lot of good stuff. I'm going to try to zip through it all today because I'm off to get a pedicure. Time to go and pamper myself. But I'm feeling patriotic with the American flag behind me. Let's get the chat up and we will be all set. All right, there we go. You guys can see the SPY. Do you see two of me or just one of me? I just see one of me, so I think that's okay. I'll see what happens on the one. Hey, everything's monetizable. JAGX, ORF, and AHT. Yeah, we'll check it out. Again, if you guys like the live stream, I know we got a couple people watching, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. The like button is free. It costs you nothing, but it helps the algorithm to share it with more people to help more people. All right, so let's check out the SPY today. We've got the SPY 24-hour chart hanging out over here and 45-minute. So today at 2 o'clock, we do have the FOMC FOMC minutes coming out at 2 o'clock. And then right at 2:30, we have FOMC member Bostic speaking. So keep that in mind. We did have the 11 a.m. First Amendment talk from former President Trump. And so right now that did play a role. You can see over here with Twitter and Facebook. Google, not so heavily hit, but we will look at those right now. So we actually have the weekly chart on the left and 45-minute chart over here on the right. When we look at it, we are still hitting all-time highs. We had big volume last week for Facebook. So if we take this out this week, 340 level, we close below that, below even this trend line at 336, then we'll likely see a bigger move to the downside. But right now it's looking like it's following that trend. Let's put on a 24-hour chart right here. So we do see that we have a bit of sideways price action here, a little bit of a pennant that has formed. So are we going to shoot higher, or are we going to come back down and hit the 20 simple moving average down here at 339? I could easily see a 13, 14 point move, pull back from all of the hubbub going on about the class action lawsuit. Let's also check out Twitter. So Twitter today, big downward move as well. Right, let's make this a 15-minute chart. Be easier to see timing wise. So that speech came out right here, and we've been holding below. I would say watch that $70 level for Twitter right now. If we hold below that, there's potential. Maybe we're going to see it pull back down further. We are seeing that the volume dropped, but high volume yesterday. So the low of this candle is 68.90. We close below that. We are below the big volume up from this candle right here. So I would expect a bigger drop down to at least 60 cents. If we drop below that down, hey, 66.58. So potential for $3, or what is that, 5%? Hey, Ed. Yeah, we'll check it out. Also, Google as well was mentioned today that he was going to take on the CEOs and the C-suite of Google. So that has affected the name potentially as well. at 11 o'clock today right here. So we have stayed below that. Let's look at the big ones as well for today. So the Russell, why is the Russell the only, hey Jimmy, why is the Russell the only index to be down today? Well, remember this is 2,000 stocks, right? So this can play a role in the overall market. It is not, these are 2,000 small cap stocks though. These are not the large cap stocks. However, there is a large number in here. So when we start to see movement on the Russell, it can be a precursor to what we could see in the market as a whole. So keeping that in mind, if we close below this box over here, we close below, this is actually the volume weighted anchor price from right here. Let's go all the way back to the beginning of the box. So 223.40, if we can close below 223, we are likely going to see that this is going to have a bigger move to the downside. When we look at it on a monthly chart, right, we are seeing that this is the first real big sell-off right here. But again, we need 220, below 220. We could potentially see that we have this move to the upside, back to the downside, back down to roughly 156. Very heavy drop potentially. We had a massive upward turn with the recovery, with the Fed constantly buying, with FOMC minutes coming out. They could say yes, tapering, and then increase in rates the beginning of 2022. And that could create a further sell-off. When we look at the sell-offs, that could be a positive for the bonds because interest rates are going up. So IWM could be a precursor. Now, something you might not realize is that the number one holding in IWM is going to be, does anybody know what that, anybody follow me on Twitter, know what the number one holding in IWM is? Give you a second while I pull it up. Anyone? Throw a guess out there. What do you think it is? AMC, right? AMC is the number one holding in the Russell. So it has affected the Russell today with the sell-off that has happened with AMC, right? Yesterday I came out and said, get prepared. I'm looking for AMC back to 25 in 2 weeks. I think we could easily see that. We came down, we bounced off of the 8 today. We could bounce up here, 47, then down here, bounce, and then down further, all the way back down to roughly $25. So keeping my eye on watch for that. It's on the weekly chart. You can see it's definitely topped out. We also have a bigger slowdown. We were high on the RSI, pulled back. We're starting to see the MACD move down. I love this awesome indicator over here too. And starting to see some money flow out of it. As much as the ape army is long and strong, wanting to create that gamma squeeze, unfortunately, just buying the calls will not do it. You have to buy the stock in order for them. Yep, AMC, you got it, Travis, you got it. All right, so let's look at the other indexes. So the Qs, something else, let's look at XLF today. Surprised to see this up now. So XLF has been showing weakness, right? It looks like we have a bit of a rounded top up here. Hit the 50, tested, rejected. We do have our 20 simple moving average rolling down right here. So looking for that, if it continues and we see this further movement, then we could see that the banks are going to be weaker. Again, raising interest rates could be good for the banks for their bottom line. However, the new ISO 2022 banking system, all of the banks, fair number of banks shutting down branches, speaks a little bit about their bottom line. Even though they did well with the bank stress test, we might see that the banks are losing some power with everybody putting money into crypto. That means that people's savings are going into crypto instead of into the banks. That means that the banks can't play with that money anymore when it's in crypto, right? The crypto exchanges then have it. If you want to lend it out and make interest on it as a stakeholder of that crypto, you can do that. However, if that exchange goes bust, where is your crypto? Bye-bye crypto. When it is in a hard wallet, it is yours, right? So if everybody buys crypto, puts it in a hard wallet, that is the store of wealth in the hard wallet instead of in a bank. Banks don't like this. That's why a lot of banks are saying, no, you cannot put your money from our bank into crypto. We are not going to allow that. We are going to control where you put your money for your safety, right? We don't want you to have anything fraudulent happen. Or is it that they don't want money going out of their banks as savings into crypto for further growth, right? I am definitely a crypto bull long term. All right, so XLF. Now, weakness in XLF will indicate a weakness in the Dow Jones, the Russell, and the SPY. 21% of the Russell, 15% of the Dow Jones, and 13% of the SPY. What do you LOL on what dumb things you see? Crypto bull. All right, so we've got that on the indexes. So the Qs are hitting all-time highs. However, we will see potentially Google, Facebook, and Twitter affecting this. NVIDIA as well could have a potential role to play with that. And let's go on down to the list really quickly. I will zoom through it. So first one on my list today, JCI, and had a nice run on the day, breaking out from 68.50 up to high of 69.70 today. So that was a nice one. Also, if there's anybody out there that was a follower on Ticker Talker, the platform is no more. The funding for the housing of Ticker Talker, it will be revamped under a new name. So just keep aware of that. So TIGR had a nice short today, had the potential to be a long or a short. It continued to the downside. SPCE, you guys can tell, definitely a short today. Had a nice breakdown below 46. Look at that, $3 to the downside. So if you guys want to learn more about this, you guys can email me. I also have a very simple video set up of how to use my watch list on my YouTube channel. Pretty self-explanatory, but you guys can always email me if you ever have any questions. But it really pays for itself. You should start doing live stream from your site and just do a membership stream. You know what, Travis? I started thinking about that. Or I could also do a live stream just from YouTube with proprietary. That's a thought in the morning. I might do that for the morning members. Travis, thank you. Thanks for the brainstorming idea. You know what, Rufaro? It's going to be coming back just under a different name. So it will be coming back for sure. That ability is going to come back. It's just not on Ticker Talker, that platform anymore. It's going to be a new name very shortly. The website is under construction. NEO as well, nice drop to the downside. AMC, you guys saw it, drop to the downside. MRIN, lower float, continuation move a bit from this morning, pulled back, bounced, hitting the moving averages. BLIN, another low float as well, potential. Yeah, for sure, Travis. No, I appreciate the brainstorming idea. It's a very good idea. I don't know what these are over here. We will delete these because obviously that is old. Right here. Okay, so we had a lot of things were following the market today. I see what's going on. And pulling back to the downside. So it was definitely a bearish type of day. Yeah, I'm going to go through it, Travis. I'm going to head through this list first. Just one more. Disney's my last one on here. Also, Coca-Cola had the potential to move up or down today. Ended up dropping to the downside. Moving to the upside today, breaking above 54. A little move up to 54.40. And then Disney as well had that potential, bigger volume, extended away, and we had a little move. But I gave it really wide area because I didn't, on the daily chart, actually, let's look at it on the weekly. This is looking like a big, even better. Maybe we can see it on the monthly. Thanks, Steve. Do you guys see that this is, again, it's sort of a shoulder here, head, and a shoulder that it never broke above 182.50. And we have the volume dropping down, biggest volume on the left shoulder. So if we break down below over here, the neckline of 168, bye-bye Disney, right? many times easier to see that big picture when you pull out on that time frame. That's part of the reason why I love TradingView. Hello, Ragul. Welcome, welcome. We're in India. Yeah, you know, Shiba I kind of like. I don't own any. And Dogecoin I do like. They are going to be set up on the Flare network as payment systems. So they are not the primary coins. There are different coins that are primary coins, and then the Dogecoin and Shiba will be tokens on that network, if that makes sense. True creation. All right, let's go through your stock picks really quickly because I have to go to the mailbox as well. So JAGX, let's make this a 24-hour chart, full picture. All right, so JAGX, I was playing around with some other moving averages, which is kind of cool that they rejected it over here too. All right, so this is rolling down the hill still, came up, we hit the 20 simple moving average, rejected. Is this low float? And I know it is a health care stock. No, 122 million, but big volume, nice reversal pattern here, but selling pressure that came in today. Big move to the upside, selling pressure, and would need it to close above on the shorter time frame, above 165, to be confident that this would continue to move to the upside. You can see on the 24-hour chart that that was a resistance flipped to be, a support flipped to be a resistance. You see that right here? So support, 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 resistance. All right, let's look at ORF really quickly for everything's monetizable. All right, ORF. Crazy spike day here, low float, don't know, but it does look like it's moving downward on the shorter term time frame over here on the 15-minute chart, and on the daily right here, if I get rid of that, yeah, it's just sort of moving down. So not really liking it long. Would look to see as a short target to see if it hits 6. That might be my profit target taking spot if it comes down there, and then the next point would be 5 from there. If it breaks 5, forget it. 52-week lows, I would not touch it until it's in the upward motion. I would like this more as a potential short in my opinion. All right, so that was that. AHT and then AMD. So AHT, definitely super high volume, not looking very strong right now, testing the support area over here. If this 240 breaks, next level would be down at 190. Again, I would wait for it to curl up before getting in. I am feeling more bearish on the market, especially when we start to see the 2000 stocks red on the day. Remember, where we close today is going to play an influence as to what's going to happen with the market as a whole, and the FOMC minutes coming out later at 2 o'clock. All right, let's check out AMD. AMD was rocking it to the long side before. We have had a pullback to the moving averages. Definitely 3 days up here at the top. Looks like potentially 3 days of selling to me. Do you see that? 1, 2, 3, a little bit of a shoulder, head and a shoulder. It's come down, potentially support. I do like the 425 as a support moving average, and it has stalled there. So I would keep it on watch. Potential for this to maybe curl up about 50% of this drop down today. So I'd say maybe $1.30 move to the upside. So maybe closing around, that would put it at $93 for a close potentially today. All right, Win, let's check out Win. And I'm not ignoring anyone, I just have gone back up in the chat. So we will check this out. All right, so Win is moving down, hit that 112.50. Would look to see maybe for it to bounce, test 115 easily up here. I would say probably a 115 test before the end of the day, and then a continuation move to the downside. But we've had 2 really strong days down, opened right at the averages, it pulled back, so maybe closing up in here, a little bit of a bounce move, but maybe 115-ish closing, if not continued move to the downside. All right, Neo. We already talked about Neo, Sahar, and Win, and let's check out Delta. And also, if you guys like my live stream, you want to buy me a coffee, I actually need to go and restock my coffee. There's a link down below in the description for buy me a coffee. So let's see, Delta Airlines, this is not 425. exponential moving average, you can see it was resistance, resistance, resistance. Then once it broke it, came up, held it as support, support. This is the second test. We do have earnings coming up, so a lot of this trading that is happening right now is probably pre-earnings trading. Bigger sell-off, however, oil was dropping, which tends to be good for the airlines, but a lot of airlines are below dark pool levels, so keep that in mind. It doesn't mean they will stay there after earnings announcements come out. It's just below for right now, but we are below the 161 EMA, so feeling a bit more bearish on this move. I would need it to close back up above 44.50 before I would be bullish on this. All right. We talked about Doge and Shiba, CCIV, MTETs. How's it going? How are you? How's the weather down there in Houston? All right, so CCIV pulled back, bounced. It was definitely oversold. Would look to see it starting to set up as a potential short. Watch this. We're just about to get that cross for the short to come down. This is that second test of the 20 simple moving average. Let me just make sure it's the 20 and not 26 from my other settings for crypto. Set up as 26. There we go. So it's really been holding that 20. It did test it here, bounced just below it, came back up. So watching to see, is it going to hold that 20 simple moving average? Potential for it to have that retracement back up here, but the moving averages are curling down, so it looks like it might move back down further to the downside right here, if you see that right here. So we have support, support, hey, support, support. So if it breaks 24.80, sayonara. All right, MQ does not look good right now. It looks like a falling knife. I would wait for MQ to put in support and curl to the upside. You see how over here it had all these buying wicks, 4 buying wicks in a row. We are down below that support level. That's not bullish to me. That's going to prove to me it needs to A, break above 28.12 and have a close above 28.12. Right now, I don't even know what the float is over here. 45 million, so this could even drop down further. It doesn't have a lot of days of history, just 15, let's see, 24 days or so. Hey Julia, welcome. Yeah, I'm back. I had to take some time off. I was feeling a little burned out with everything that was going on in life. So keep that in mind for MQ. All right, ORPH. ORPH, yeah, it's not impressive. Path, let's see, what do I think about Path? Path, still in the downward motion on the daily over here. So it needs to come back up and close up above 68 for me to like it. You see, it's better to get in hey, you've got a little long sign here, but you see that it's back up above those moving averages. As long as it's below those moving averages, the price is not moving up, right? That's not going to be good to move to the upside. All right, McDonald's and Oracle. So McDonald's seems like on the daily, we've had a nice big move up, but let's pull this back out and look at it on a monthly. Oops, wrong one. So it's really just sort of going, we had a bit of a flag here on the monthly, it's moved above, but I'd like to see it back up above 236.50. Other than that, we're sort of churning and burning right now. And it's been churning and burning for a little while. So I would wait either above 236.50 over here, right? Or below 230, in my opinion, on McDonald's. Would be what, I don't even know, what's that good, what's the good option for, is it for when it's just trading sideways? All right, and last one, Oracle breaking out. Nice one here, Julio. Like this one a lot. Breaking out, nice, long and strong, but volume is dropping off. Haven't really seen a lot of dark pools on here, but we are up above all of it, right? We're hitting 52-week highs. So keep that in mind. We do have dividends coming out next week. Might see some selling coming out after ex-dividend date for Oracle. But right now, this is long and strong. Let's go really quickly and see two other things on Oracle. 1.68 billion. And for the short sale volume on Oracle, over here, have people been shorting it? Yeah, 60%. So it is up above, whoopsies, up above 50%, right? For the last 50 days, 57% short. Surprised that Wall Street Bets and the Ape Army is not on this one yet with some options. This could be a nice one to have bigger moves to the upside. However, volume is dropping over here as well. We are above all this big volume that happened right here and all-time highs. So as long as it can hold up here above 85, pretty nice move to the upside. We could see this continue to the upside based on that short volume. All right, JAG-X for everything's monetizable. Yeah, I did talk about it. Strange that the OCRL has shorts. Yeah, kind of interesting, right, Julio? That's why I like to check that information to see, but that's where that crazy incline, when you see such a dramatic incline on the daily chart, usually that means that shorts are getting squeezed. It's that dead cat bounce. Uh-oh, they got stubborn, anticipating a continuation roll down for another leg down, and they didn't get out. So, all right, guys, that's going to be it for today. I hope you have an amazing rest of your trading day. Remember that I am off of Facebook, so if anybody does approach you off of Facebook, please know that it is not me. If you guys have questions, please feel free to email me at jane@cjanetrade.com. Otherwise, carpe profit, seize those profits one trade at a time, and I will see you all tomorrow.